Why do you always doubt me?
Because you keep hiding things from me.
You check my phone all the time, tell me who I can talk to, where I can go. That's not love, that's control.
I'm just trying to protect us.
Why do people who love each other end up hurting each other like this?
Panda, if someone loves you, why do they start checking your phone, questioning everything, and try to control her partner?
Because sometimes love gets mixed up with fear. When fear enters love, they try to control.
And that's where most relationships begin to break. Let me explain the psychology behind it.
When someone you love starts pulling away, your first instinct might be to hold on tighter. But here's something that might surprise you. That very act of holding on could be the thing that's slowly killing your relationship. In psychology, we understand that every human being has three fundamental emotional needs. First is autonomy, the need to make our own choices and live life on our own terms. Second is connection, that deep desire for love and meaningful relationships. And third is safety, the need for emotional security and stability. Now here's where things get complicated. When we care deeply about someone, we naturally want to protect that connection. We want to feel secure in the relationship. But problems start when we try to create safety by taking away the other person's autonomy. This is what psychologists call holding on, and it's more destructive than most people realize. Holding on doesn't just mean being clingy. It shows up in subtle ways that we often mistake for love. It's saying things like, "You belong only to me," or "Don't make decisions without asking me first," or "If you really loved me, you'd change this about yourself." These might sound like expressions of care, but psychologically, they create what we call an emotional cage. There's a concept in psychology known as reactance theory, and it explains exactly why holding on backfires so dramatically. The theory states that when someone's freedom is restricted, they automatically experience a psychological push to restore that freedom. In simple terms, the more you try to control someone, the more they'll resist you. Think about it this way. Imagine you found a beautiful bird with a broken wing. You take it home, nurse it back to health, and during that time, you fall in love with having this bird around. When the wing heals, instead of opening the window, you decide to keep the bird in a cage because you're afraid it might fly away and never come back. What happens next? The bird doesn't sing anymore. It stops eating properly. It becomes restless and unhappy. Eventually, if you did open that cage, the bird would fly away as fast as possible. Not because it doesn't appreciate what you did, but because it needs its freedom to truly be alive. This is exactly what happens in relationships when we hold on too tightly. The more we check up on our partner, control their choices, or make demands in the name of love, the more distance we create. We see decreased attraction, increased frustration, and that terrible feeling of our partner slowly slipping away. Here's the thing that most people don't understand. Love's fundamental nature is choice. When we hold on, we replace choice with fear. We're essentially telling our partner, "Stay with me because you have to," instead of "Stay with me because you want to." And deep down, everyone can feel the difference. The resistance you feel from your partner when you try to hold on isn't resistance against your love. It's resistance against being controlled. Their pulling away isn't a sign that they don't care. It's their natural psychological response to having their autonomy threatened. Real love isn't about possession. It's about creating an environment where love can grow freely. Love is strengthened by giving space, not by trying to capture it. When you give someone complete freedom and they still choose to be with you, that's when you know you have something real. The most beautiful relationships are the ones where both people feel free to leave but choose to stay, where autonomy and connection coexist, where safety comes not from control but from trust.
So if you find yourself holding on tightly to someone you love, consider this. Sometimes the best way to keep love alive is to stop holding on at all. Give it room to breathe. Give it space to choose, because love grows where it can breathe freely. The bird that stays when the cage door is open, That's the bird that truly wants to be with you.
So, does that mean you should never check your partner's phone?
And if they're doing something wrong, you should just ignore it?
No. That's not what it means. Sometimes checking a phone can be necessary, when trust is already broken or when something feels truly wrong.
But healthy love doesn't start with checking. It starts with understanding.
Ask yourself first, why am I feeling the need to check? Is it fear or a real issue that needs a conversation? Control avoids communication, but communication builds trust. So don't spy on your partner. Talk to them, understand what's happening, and decide together what's healthy.
That makes sense.